Remember Nate Newton? He was a football player, and he got arrested. He was a guy in the Dallas Cowboys, and he got arrested for transporting. I think it was 430 pounds of pot. And I did the math on it, and I was like, pot's made of leaves. How the fuck much pot is 430 pounds?
And he couldn't just take 10 less pounds for the memes?
The
last
think of the memes, Nate. Think of the memes.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's like that's a whole lot.
That might be 400
a box truck. 400 and when I
not quite a box truck, more hedges. Like the back of a pickup truck, maybe though. 400 pounds, the bottom of the bed. It's a lot.
Imagine trying to fill trash bags with leaves until it hits 430 pounds.
How much pot did Bill Murray get caught with back in the day? Let me see what his charge was, because it was not a small amount. Bill Murray.
It's so insane that you can still get in trouble for pot.
Oh, sorry. It was 213 pounds of pot, and then another 175 later. So it was about 400 pounds, but it was in two different stops.
Bill Murray had 10 pounds of marijuana at the airport.
At the airport?
Yeah, he was trying to fly with it. He was trying to fly with 10 pounds of marijuana.
This was probably in the 80s, right?
The year was 1970.
1970.
Yeah.
Do you guys know about...
You know how he got caught? This is hilarious. He made the mistake of telling one of his fellow passengers that he, quote, was carrying 2 bombs in his suitcase. fucking testing some improv out on the I got 2 bombs in here. You don't say that if you've got 10 pounds of marijuana in there.
Do you know about flying at that time? By the way, Woody's wearing shorts. Arrested that man.
Woody doesn't own a pair of jeans.
So back in the day, there was a podcast I listened to about hijackings were so common that they actually had a fake Cuba airport built in Florida.
Holy shit.
So that when someone would hijack a plane and be like, take me to Cuba, they would just land at that airport in Florida and make it seem like they were there. That's how common it was. It was
brilliant.
It was, I think it was hundreds a year. It was crazy. When you think about what air travel is now, hijacking was just a thing that people did.
Yeah.
And so the idea of Bill Murray flying with that much pot in 1970, it sounds like a thing that people just treated airplanes as flying buses.
I want to say Tim Allen got caught with an enormous amount of cocaine.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And Tim Allen, the weirdest part about him being super conservative now is that it was government programs that prevented him from going to jail forever. Because he actually, that's when he was starting comedy. He got arrested for tons of cocaine, and he flipped and ratted out everyone. And so he was stuck in the state of Michigan for a while, and then he was just doing stand-up within Michigan because, like Kyle, he could not leave without permission.
Yeah.
And so, so that's how he got his career started.
That's pretty cool. And then just
cool guy of the week.
15 years he may very well be cool guy of the week.
Yeah.
But then just 15 years later, he's doing Home Improvement.
Toy Story 4 coming soon. Everybody hyped?
Do you know who Roy Wood Jr. is?
No.
Roy Wood Jr.
Roy Wood, just an amazing comic, and he's one of the correspondents for The Daily Show now. But he's someone who's going to absolutely break pretty soon. His stand-up is unbelievable. It's next level shit.
What's he look like?
But Roy Wood, he's a black guy, has kind of a round face,
heavy guy,
smiles a lot. Not really heavy.
Totally not.
The way he started was he was in college and he was doing all these petty crimes where he and his friends were committing credit card fraud with they had someone help them in a department store where they would take some of the jeans and return them even though they hadn't bought them, and all kinds of shit like that. And I think passing bad checks maybe, and a bunch of small crimes that for college students gave them more money than they'd ever seen before.
Mm-hmm. Non-violent crimes.
Not violent crimes. And he got victimless crimes except the people they stole from. But he got arrested, and in the month or so he was waiting for to find out if his sentencing, he basically was well, I've always thought about doing stand-up. Fuck it, this is my last chance. So he did it a couple of times, and then the judge let him off with probation. And by then he was like, all right, I guess I'm a comic now. And that's how he got to start.
That's interesting.